Rich, this was a horrible idea to join the watch. We're on this wall freezing our balls off, man. Why'd we do this?
I don't know, man. This is miserable. But I did sneak these headphones in so we can listen to this Pod Bros exclusive.
Oh, I feel warmer already.
What's up, everybody? I'm Richard.
And I'm Shawn.
And we're speaking the language of bromance. Oh, Shawn, how I've missed you.
Oh.
So, I don't remember how many weeks ago it was. It was months. There were a couple months ago that we did a story about a guy getting bit in a special no-no place, right?
Yeah, the Australian kiss. Visited the porta potty twice and got bit on the wee twice at a porta potty.
No, the two guys that got in a fight. And
yeah, I guess okay, yeah, I forgot about them. Yeah, the wee group in Britain. Yeah.
Yes.
Bits and bobs.
The bits of the wee, which still makes me giggle. Okay. So I have a story here, and I'm just here we go. You ready? A rare penile strangulation emergency in which a man had put a wedding ring on his penis for erotic pleasure has been described in the latest issue of the SA Medical Journal. How did it get in a medical journal?
I guess, how does Christmas dinner go that year? You walk in and say, hey, everybody, guess what? I made it into the medical journal.
I'm in the paper.
Oh, we're so proud.
What was it for? Was it for, a big accomplishment? Hey, big promotion? No. Oh, well, you got married. I mean, was it the wedding announcement? Close. Almost there.
So first off, at some points in my life, I was like, hey, I want to try just about anything just to see how it feels. I don't think I've ever was like, hey, I wonder if I can fit my wiener through this ring that barely fits on my finger.
Right? I mean, cause my thing is like, I've never looked at my wedding ring that I'm holding in my hand. I've never looked at it and gone, I wonder. Although you gotta admit, like, that's probably gotta be, kind of a confidence boost for the guy. He's like, yeah, it got stuck because I'm so huge.
I'm almost a half centimeter in circumference.
I'm bigger than than the finger on my hand.
Well, I know you always talk about, because, you never take your ring off, right? Like, you always wear it?
Yeah, I always wear it. I honestly forget it's even there.
Because I know whenever we travel together, you thought it was really weird. I always have to take mine off at night because I feel constricted. Like, I don't like wearing, any kind of, ring jewelry. I've never been able to wear it very often.
Yeah, and then there was all those times we went out, and then you were like, oh, let me take this off real quick.
Yeah. Because I'm like, oh, it's so constricting. Richard, that guy looking at me, I feel constricted.
I meant psychologically. That's what I meant.
No.
And then I was like, that's not, why? Just put it on a chain around your neck. No, because then it'll scratch my...
I've got this neck thing. I'll break out in a rash.
I have delicate neck muscles.
Oh, look, a strip club.
Whoops.
Here, homeless guy, can you hold on to this? And then you come out and he's got his dick in it.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, that's gonna get stuck. The 28-year-old man.
So he's old enough to know better.
Well, I mean, okay, so at what age is it considered that you should know better?
16.
Yeah. The 28-year-old man who was in, and they put it in quotes, severe pain. I mean, I don't really think they needed to quote that. Like, I thought that was just kind of inferred by the fact that I think penile, like I hear the words penile strangulation emergency, like that immediately sets off images and alarm bells in my head.
My first thought is like there's some penile strangler on the loose, like serial strangler going
Come
around,
here.
walking up to dudes at urinals, going, "Hey, how's it going? Get over here!
Yeah.
I'm gonna choke the life out of it."
I'm the snake. I'm the snake shaker.
What'd you do in that situation? Somebody just grabs your junk and gets like a big old hand grip on it.
I don't know. How do you report that? Like, I don't know. I was an officer. I was walking down the street. Guy just ran up and grabbed me by the dick.
Said he's a snake strangler.
Yeah, I don't know what. I mean, he didn't even really do anything with it. He just shook it around in his hand and then ran off. I mean, honestly, he was kind of a tease. Yeah, I don't think I would report. I don't think it might. For me, I don't think I would report that. I would tell you about it. Be like, you will not believe what happened to me the other day.
There's this guy came up. He had a beard. He kind of looked like you. Was he the snake strangler?
So I'm in the Walgreens. I'm just, I'm looking at children's aspirin. Guy walks up, shakes my snake, and runs out the door. Shakes my snake, goes, ha ha, and then
you'll rule the day when you meet the snake strangler.
It's like a bandit. Wore a mask and everything. I don't know. The dude just shook it and then ran off. I don't even know how he got it out so fast. I mean, the guy's good. But honestly, it left me wanting.
I wanted to see the videotape, not the reporting, but just to relive the experience over and over and over.
But yeah, okay, yeah, putting in quotes severe. So, like I said, strangulation emergency, that immediately, like, you don't need to say severe pain. I think the whole thing's implied by saying penile strangulation emergency.
I would imagine not, but do they give this guy's name?
I don't see it here.
He's like, "What's your name?" I don't have one.
John Smith.
Well, I just imagine so this dude's got to be like sitting home alone, right? It's like, man, I am so in the mood. Couch cushion doesn't feel good. Pillows don't feel good.
But I'm saying, like, if he's sitting at home alone, like, why does he have a wedding ring?
Well, like his wife was out.
And honestly, like, or was the whole thing like, oh, I got an idea, and he like puts it on. He's like, hey, baby.
Maybe that's how he wanted to propose. It wasn't his wedding ring. It was his wife's engagement ring.
Sweetie, we've been together for a very long time, and I just want to know. He unbuttons his pants, just drops trowel. Will you marry me?
She's like, oh God, it's purple and black. We need to go to the hospital.
Sweetie, we're in a restaurant. Oh my God, what is wrong with that? It didn't look like that when we left the house.
Well, I mean, just think like I'm sure it didn't slip on easy. Like that had to be forceful going in, right?
Right, that's what I would think. Like even okay, let's say so it's like even soft, you kind of probably have to like hold it and like slip it on there. Immediately when that happens, you gotta be thinking like this is gonna be a recipe for disaster.
Yeah. Well, if he's circumcised, I'd imagine the part going over would be the worst too, because it's kind of like a finger trap. Like it's not coming off. Or those grips, whenever you're doing construction,
like Chinese finger cups. I can't get it off.
I instantly regret this decision.
Just slips it over the head, and it's like, oh God, point of no return.
Maybe if I go further down, I can fix this.
Oh.
Nope, it's getting worse.
Don't get excited. Well,
that's the bad thing is once you get a little excited, it's all game over.
Right? Yeah, because that's the thing. It's like, okay, well, it's fine. Like, I'll just calm down, and then everything will relax, and then I can get this thing off, no problem. And then, like, your wife walks in, she's like, which bra do you think is cuter, this one or this one? You're like, oh, God, no.
I've really been thinking about my friend Samantha. Like, we should totally invite her over, if you know what I mean. Why now? Why would you do this to me now?
We have to go to the hospital immediately.
Wait, which one's Samantha? She's the fat, ugly one, right? No, she's the hot one that used to be a stripper. Oh, God damn it.
I love and hate myself. Okay, so the 28-year-old man who was in this is precious. The 28-year-old man who was in quote unquote severe pain was admitted to a hospital in Limpopo, accompanied by his mother.
Aw. Walks up, rings the little bell. It's like, yeah, my Pookie Bear got something stuck somewhere.
On his you-know-what's-its. On his bajingo.
Baby, take it out, let mommy show him. No,
See,
Mom.
right here. Don't shake it.
It's right. It's like, did your mom, so like whenever you went to try on pants, did your mom ever like check your junk area to make sure you had enough room?
Oh, God, yes. Yeah, that happened. That was my life. Or my favorite bit when you were younger and you're trying on pants and then they come into the dressing room.
I had that happen. It's like,
and you're like, what are you doing? Get out of here.
You were in here so long. Like, I just walked in.
Like, I've been existing on this planet for, 12 years. I think I figured this out. I think I got this.
I was just checking on you, Pookie Bear.
I honestly don't even remember. I think I was probably like 10 or 11. I've been here 10, 11 years. Like, I know how to put on pants, Mom.
Are you not wearing underwear? Of course I'm not wearing underwear, Mom.
I gotta breathe. It's so constricting. Okay. The penis was severely swollen and blue and constricted with a ring, parentheses, wedding ring. I think they have to remind you that it's a wedding ring to be like, hey, this guy's married.
Some lady married this guy. We don't think it was mail order either.
Yeah. He's taken, girls.
I'm sorry. You can't get with old blue dick anymore.
Nope. He's off the market. Penis was severely swollen, constricted with a ring at the middle section. Yeah, so it's like dead in the middle.
Yeah, he got it far.
Well, it's like you said. I mean, if once you clear the top, then it should be smooth sailing from there on out.
Do you think he lubed it up? I bet he lubed it up. He had to
have.
Maybe it fell off his hand. Maybe they should come with warning labels on these rings. Like, careful, can be constricting.
Instead of your initials on the inside band, it's do not avoid penile contact.
Avoid masturbating while wearing this ring. I don't know what happened, Doc. I was just going at it by myself. All of a sudden, boop, right there on the middle of my wiener.
1,000,000 to 1 shot, Doc. 1,000,000 to 1.
You've seen cases like this before, Doc, right? No, never in my years.
No, not once. You know what? I would honestly, at this point in doctor-patient conversations, this is the part where I would usually leave the office and I would go to my office and look through medical journals. But I guarantee that this isn't on there. Can I write this? Can I write this and put it in That's what happened. The guy's like, this is my golden calf. The doctor's probably like this is my way into the Journal of Medicine.
I've been trying for years, coming up with new STDs, like tons of different things. They're like, nope, that's not it. That's around.
Nope. Yep. It's called AIDS, sir. It's not called Sheboygan's.
Nope, that's just gonorrhea. It's the clap. It's not the hammer.
You can't take existing diseases, make up new names, and then call it a new disease.
How do you even get your doctor? Like, how'd you become an MD? Like, you should be barred.
Okay, what about this guy with a wedding ring stuck on his penis? That's wait a minute. How did he get it past the? Oh, we need a paper about this. How did he get it? He had to have lubed it up. That's the thing. Is the doctor wrote this article and he's like, I so got this now. So he writes the article and he submits it, and the conference or the conference of doctors that review what's going to get put in the journal, they are all probably having the exact same conversation that you and I are having right now. They're all probably sitting around going, well, how did he get it on there?
What gave him the idea to do that in the first place? Okay, you got physical doctrine, you got mental doctrine going on in this, emotional doctrine. This covers the gambit.
Yeah. I mean, let's talk to the psychologist. Like, what do you think about this? He's like, I don't know. I think the dude's fucking crazy.
I don't say that very often.
And honestly, I think what we should do is we should really talk to his wife, because what kind of a woman marries a putz like this? He's like, oh, I'll just put a wedding ring on my dick and then it gets stuck.
Maybe she's not giving him enough action. Maybe that, I mean, how little action can you not be getting that you find a wedding ring attractive? I don't find a wedding ring attractive. I can't go out with mine on because then I can't pick up hookers.
It's very constricting. The patient reported that he applied the ring 4 hours previously for erotic reasons on the recommendation of friends. That's what happened. The whole thing was a dare.
Somebody's like, yeah, have you ever tried a cock? Hey, Steve, come here. You ever tried these vibrating cock rings? And all he heard is wedding ring. For some reason, he just heard what he's like got a little ear issue. Like he's got an ear infection. He's like, wedding ring? No, vibrating ring.
Because he tried to stuff his wedding ring in his ear. Wedding ring? No, Steve, cock ring. Like you put it on your. So you put your wedding ring. No, don't put your wedding ring there. Just don't do it.
Do it tonight, 4 hours before she gets home. Okay, well, I gotta go now. Check, please.
See you guys. I got dinner in the oven. It's gonna be the best night ever.
Guys, there's no way it's gonna fit. So, like, should we warn him? Like, should we go stop him? It's like, no. Look, he takes off. He's got his wedding ring in his pocket. He's like, I can't wear mine because it's constricting. He's like, look, there's no way he can get this to fit. No way.
Exactly. So either that's the way it went down, or it was hey, Steve, I bet you can't put your wedding ring on your dick. He's like, why would I want to do that? He's like, oh, see, guys, I told you couldn't do it. He's like, no, hold on. You know, they're calling him out on this.
What's in it for me? We'll let you finish the peanuts and we'll buy you a beer. Fucking gonna owe me peanuts and beer, bitches. I'll be right back.
Hang on.
Comes out like 40 minutes later, like walking all goofy. He's like, I told you guys he couldn't do it.
He's like, oh yeah? Check out these pics.
4 hours later, comes walking. Guys, I got to go to the doctor. I did it, but I don't want any peanuts anymore or beer. I want to reverse this decision.
It's a bad choice. Bad choice.
Spoiler alert, my dick's blue.
Yeah, first he calls him into the stall. He's like, told you I'd do it. And like 4 hours later, he's like, guys, I need to go to the hospital. I mean, look at it. No, we don't want, no, please. Steve, no. God, no. Yeah, on the recommendation of friends. Or they're like, you know what you should do? He's probably, so Steve is sitting at the bar with his friends. And he's talking, and he's like, you know what, guys? He's like, I just like, it seems like the spark's gone between me and Sally, like, you know, sexually. And I think I need to try and find a way to like bring it back, like bring the spark back. And then the guys are like, I got an idea. Hang on, guys, check this out. No, listen, no, guys, no, listen. So let me tell you, I was Steve. I was in the same boat as you. You know, yeah, you know, you're in this relationship day in and day out, and you know, it gets hard. It gets hard sometimes, and you think to yourself, you know, how can I put the spontaneity back into our relationship? You know what I did, Steve? I put my wedding ring on my penis.
What? How'd you get it on?
Well, I mean, it takes a minute. You know, you kind of have to spit on it and, like, you know, like think about baseball.
Give it the old college try.
But I'll tell you what. I got home. She saw that wedding ring right there, and she was like, oh, my God.
Best sex of my life. I didn't even know you were married, Brian. Yeah, I know we got divorced the next day because it was just, there's no way we could top that night.
Yeah, that was it. Like, we had gone as far as we could go after that point. We're like, you know what? Let's end this marriage on a high. That's what I said. She agreed.
Steve's like, well, then I don't want to do that. I want to stay married. It's like, oh, wait. I put it all the way to the base. Just go halfway. Halfway will be fine.
Or I'll tell you what, Steve. Yes, I got divorced the next day, but you know what? She still comes around. And you know what? She brings her friends. Really? Yeah, totally. So you should, I'm not trying to tell you what to do with your life, but throw your wedding ring on your penis. And the good married sex will just flow right in.
Well, I gotta go right now, guys.
He's totally gonna do it. 4 hours later, guys, so I did that thing you told me, and she's really mad, and I'm going to the hospital, and my mom's here.
My mommy's taking me to the hospital. I told you, Pookie Bear, those friends were no friends of yours at all.
I think you were right, Mom. I think they tricked me.
And we made him pay for the beer.
The date of the incident was not given. Hospital staff sedated the man and first tried to remove the ring by the string method. Ugh, that doesn't sound pleasant.
Just tugging?
No, the string method. You know what I'm talking about?
Where you tie you tie a string to it, you tie the other end to a door, and you slam the door?
No, that's no. Ow. Number one, ow. Number two, that's what you do with a tooth.
Ow. A tooth in your penis? That's what you do?
Well, that's what you do with a tooth in cartoons. I've never actually seen that work. Where you tie a string around a tooth and then you throw some sort of slam a door or put some force on it, to make the rip the tooth out.
Yeah.
I've never seen that work aside from cartoons. And I've tried. When I was a kid, when you're a kid and you got a loose tooth, you're like, I got to get rid of this thing. So you're like, well, and by then, you're a kid. What reference do you have on how to solve your problems?
Looney Tunes. Yeah, cartoons.
Right. So I'm thinking, hey, I'll just tie a string around my tooth, but the string would constantly slide off my tooth and didn't do shit.
That's why you still have all your baby teeth?
Yes. No, that's when I was introduced into the wonderful world of pliers. No, I'm kidding.
Hold still, little Rich. But Dad, I think that's a big tooth. You want $1 from the tooth fairy, don't you?
Yeah, I do. I want to get some more candy. No, the string method is where they'll take a piece of string and slide it underneath the ring and then use the string to kind of help force it off.
It still sounds painful because it sounds like you're flossing right next to your wee-wee.
Exactly. Exactly. That's why I'm saying that sounds absolutely terrible.
And if it's all blue and stuff, if they cut a little too much, they might slip it right off. Not the ring, the wee-wee. Did you guys get it? Kinda.
Or the other method I'm thinking of is you tie a string right in front of where the ring is, and then you use the ring to kind of slide over the string.
Yeah.
Either way, both scenarios sound terrible because now you have a wedding ring, turning your shit blue. And number two, you have a piece of string tied around there that's not helping matters at all. In fact, making them worse. And also, okay, I'm gonna get to the main thing here, or the real question I have. So they tried the string method, but the swelling was too excessive. Okay, so here's my thing. Now, obviously, we all know there's a difference between a flaccid penis and an erect penis.
What's the difference?
When it comes, Shawn, when a man and a woman love each other very much.
What happens? No. I'm on the edge of my seat.
They eventually hate each other and divorce.
They make their lives miserable for the rest of their lives, and usually one will want to die sooner than the other. That's why you gotta find a bromance.
And then you start a podcast. Oh, okay. So what my thing is obviously he probably put this thing on when he's flaccid, because like there's no way that thing's going on if you're flying full mast, even half
no.
mast. Okay, so here's my question. So you get the ring on. So let's say you get the ring on there, like your old flappity flob. Okay, you get it on there, and then you see something on TV, or you see something on the internet or whatever, and you get a little excited, and then it starts to hurt. Like, isn't the pain going to bring you back down again?
I don't know, man. The wee has a mind of its own.
She be a fickle beast.
I didn't know I felt this way about Casey Jones.
What?
Mask. Bat Woods.
I think this is a story where a guy, discovers that he's actually a masochist. It's like, oh wait, I guess I'm into this.
Maybe.
I guess I like pain now.
That's like extreme pain, though.
Get me my 50 Shades book.
Well, yes, Mr. Gray. I would like to play a game.
Oh God! See, it's getting more terrible.
Well, yeah, you said they tried the
string method.
Because I was gonna ask. So like when construction workers and stuff, they're not supposed to wear their rings because they're constricting,
right?
Because something lands on it and smashes it, they can lose their finger. So
right.
If that happens, how do they get that off?
Well, usually they saw it off.
Ooh, but that's probably a little bit safer to accidentally cut into a finger compared to a wee.
I mean, that's all you had to say for me to completely agree with you.
They're like, hey, we're gonna cut it off. No, the ring.
Nope.
No,
it's fine.
No saws.
It's fine. It's fine. Just leave it. Just leave it. It's cool.
It'll come out in spring, right? It'll see its shadow, get scared, and come right out.
It'll be totally okay. Like I'll stop thinking about this nurse here, and
I can't stop. Never mind. Wait.
Yep.
Oh,
God, can she leave the room? Oh, it made it worse.
I love it when they treat me this way. So what's making this worse? So the string method didn't work. It's turning blue. It's probably been 4.5 hours at this point.
Yeah. An orthopedic oscillating saw was then used.
Oh.
So they went to the saw.
So it's like when you get your tooth drilled, but you're sitting there and you just hear zzz, 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 right next to your manliness. Oh, it's vibrating. It's vibrating. Oh,
you're making it worse. You're making it worse. Oh, yeah. Well, because they're basically they're gonna cut the ring off. So they take a saw and they saw it in probably 2 places, and then snap it in half. The ring, not the penis.
Yeah. Well, you never know. Like, how long could your penis survive like that, though? Like, I would think 4 hours it would kill it. Like, your penis would be dead. You'd have a dead penis. Dead penis society.
or
Captain, captain.
Or it would just be like a permanent black color, and then you're like, oh, maybe it'll be bigger now.
No, babe, they say once you go, oh, damn it.
No, it's different. See? It'll be bigger now. That's stereotypes don't work. Okay, so an orthopedic oscillating saw was used. So at first they were like, okay, we're gonna try and save this man from us having to take a saw near his bits and bobs. Which that would be like, because I knew that, if like your hands swell too much, then they'll cut your wedding ring off. Like if you let's say you get in a car accident or whatever and your hand gets swollen, like they're cutting that wedding ring off. Like you're unconscious. They're not going to ask you for permission to cut that off. They're just going to do it.
I'll be getting wheeled in. I'll be like, cut it. It's constricting.
Sir, that hand's fine. It's not swollen at all. No, cut it off. Cut it off. It's okay. I can it'll be fine. I'll explain it to her myself. Don't worry. Sweetie, it had to be done. I mean, my life was on the line. Honey, this was you fractured an ankle. No, but see, it was a blood flow issue, and I just wanted to make sure that my circulation wasn't poor.
If you know what I mean.
Yeah. Look at my
Hey,
penis.
where are you going? Get back here.
I put the 2 halves on it. Check it out. So yeah, I totally get this. Like, the guy walks in and he's like, hey, I've had this ring on my dick for 4.5 hours and it's turned weird, odd colors, and I'd like to get it removed. That's what the mom says. And he's like, Mom, you're talking too loud.
I don't want it removed. I just want it made bigger.
So then the nurses are like, okay, now usually we would use a saw, but let's try some other things first before we get to the saw part. Because that would be like, so what I was saying was that if this was me and I'm walking in and I'm like, look, I understand that the way you get rings off of people is to cut them off. Let's try some other things first, okay? Because I'd like the saw to be last resort. So let's do that.
The doctor's coming like, listen, looking at this, we've got 32 minutes to get that ring off. Like, all right, well, it looks like you got about 30 minutes to try other things. So
Yeah.
Starting the countdown now. It's the final countdown.
Hey, Europe may be soft. Oh, it came right off. Okay, so an orthopedic oscillating saw was then used, but the ring was too wide and too strong, and there was limited space due to the swelling. Oh my God, the saw doesn't even work.
This is one ring, sir. One ring to rule them all. Oh, I wish this ring made me invisible.
Do, 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 do.
Well, the scary thing is,
that might be what happened because he said it was, like an erotic thing. Like maybe they were doing cosplay and he dressed as Frodo. And he's like, check out my one ring. And she's like, ooh, I'm your elf princess. Oh my God, you need to go see a doctor.
This is my ring, lady. Take a look. Oh God, I need to call my mommy. Mommy, it hurts so bad.
I don't feel so good.
I think my wee-wee's gonna fall off.
Oh God. Oh God. Okay.
Did you lose it?
No, it would. Well, I'm not sure yet. I don't know the end of the story, so I'm actually kind of like in suspense over it. I'm like, oh God, what? But the oscillating saw didn't work. So at first I was like, when I saw the headline, I was like, oh God, they cut off. Like that had to have been. I was going to talk about how nerve-wracking it would be for these guys to take a saw to your junk while they cut this ring off. But now I come to find out that the saw didn't work. So now I'm like, holy shit, now what are they going to do? Okay.
20 hours of surgery, doctor. How did you do it?
They then attempted the aspiration method.
Is that with the mouth?
Where they choke it. You're like, no, guys, I already tried that. I tried that like 3 times before I got here.
No, you have to do it. I'm not putting that thing in my mouth.
Look at it. It's all swollen. What if I lick it too hard and it explodes?
That's what I'm hoping for, baby. Ow,
Okay, so
still hurts.
They then tried the aspiration method, and what this is, apparently, they make punctures in the penis to release the stored blood.
Acupuncture therapy, amazing.
Oh, so now they're like, okay,
my dick looks like Hellraiser. Why would you do this to me?
I will show you things. Beautiful, terrible things.
I don't want to see. I don't want to see. This is one box I wish I didn't open.
It's when they get the hooks in the eyes. So Shawn, let's say you're this guy and they take the saw to it. Like, okay, Sir, so the saw isn't gonna work. Turns out there's too much swelling and the ring is actually too thick. You picked a really good ring. That was a really good jeweler. You'll have to give me his name when we're done with this. But anyway, that's besides the point. We're moving on to the aspiration method. And you're like, oh, thank God you're going to choke it. Like, I've been waiting for this all day. That's the whole reason I put it on there in the first place. He's like, no, sir. The aspiration method, we're going to use these needles.
Think.
And shove them inside to release some of the blood.
Good news is you may not feel it.
Bad news is that if you do, you really don't want to. Here we go. And deep breath.
Oh. Did you feel that? No. Okay, good. I didn't put it in yet. Here we go.
My body lies open. Oh. Multiple puncture aspirations were applied with a 20 milliliter syringe and a pink needle. That's just insult to injury.
Yeah. We'd use a blue one, but then we'd lose it in your dick and be like camouflage. So we got this pink one. All right, deep breaths. Oh, there's so much blood.
Yeah, because that's the thing with all the swelling. Like, the pressure's got to be crazy. So you think it's like poke, and then it's just like... like a sprinkler.
Well, it'd be like when you get your blood pressure checked, but you'd feel that in your wee-wee. Just your thump, 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 thump.
It's kind of like when you have like a water balloon and you poke a hole in a water balloon and it's like sprays out.
But not as fun.
Except it's your penis.
Yeah,
and it's
blood.
Not
as fun.
It's not water.
Terrible. Your mom's in the room too, holding your hand, seeing all this happen.
It'll be okay, Pookie Bear. I'll wash it when they're done.
This happened to your dad once too, did it? No, God no. Your dad's not this dumb.
No, your father's a very smart man. Multiple puncture aspirations were applied with a syringe and a pink needle. The swelling subsided and the ring was successfully removed.
Oh, yay!
Yeah, you gotta know everybody was clapping.
Yeah,
they give it a little wiggle and it pops right off. And he's probably like, oh, thank God.
Do you think they like dropped it in a tray like they do those bullets whenever they pull them out? Like, we got it off, sir. Think. Oh, thank God.
Now let me just put it on my hand. That's how your hand. Oh,
we got to start all over.
Here we go again.
How'd you even get it back on? It's still swollen.
I'm persistent.
Let's do this again, guys.
Take two.
I feel like we've grown as friends. I'm so lonely.
The man was treated with antibiotics and analgesia, 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 and was discharged after 3 days. He reported a full recovery.
While he was still in the hospital. That night, he's like, hey, everybody, walks out of his room. So they're like, okay, Steve, we got you set up in a room by yourself. Your mom, she's gone for the night. You'll be okay. We'll keep a great eye on you. It's like, okay, guys, thanks. 5 minutes later comes out, everybody, it still works. Look, it still works.
Yay, me. Hello, ladies.
Hey, why are you taking me to this white room? Psych ward, what does that mean? Is that like a sexy party?
Hey guys, it still works. Hello, ladies. Oh, hi, honey. It still works.
I'm married. It was just so constricting, babe. I'm sorry.
I mean, obviously it was constricting. We're in the hospital. The medical journal said penile strangulation is a rarely described medical emergency. Yeah. Of course it's rarely described, because how often does that happen?
I was going to say, it's like the stories you hear about when people have things like shoved up their rectum and they get lodged up there.
Like a light bulb.
Yeah. How many times those people go to the hospital like, I'll wait a few days and see if this resolves itself.
Yeah, that's true. And really, like, how, like, Because when we're talking about quote unquote penile strangulation, it's basically just, guys shoving. It's us shoving our dicks into things that we really shouldn't, and then we get stuck.
Like wedding rings.
Yeah, or a hole in the fence.
At least it wasn't something that was like, at least the ring, he could go to the hospital. What if it was something that he couldn't move?
Yeah. Like I said, like, what if it's like a hole in the fence?
Yeah. Oh, dog on the other side. Like, help me, dog. No, don't. Oh, God.
No, you're making it worse. You're making it worse.
Oh, I'm free. Oh, God. It wasn't a hot dog, dog. It wasn't a hot dog.
Oh, because then you have to dismantle the fence. And then you're walking around with like a fence, with like a fence panel.
Well, you know what they say. Good fences make good neighbors.
Yeah.
My dick stuck.
And this isn't a good fence. Good fences make good neighbors, and this is not a good fence, sir. You'll be hearing from my lawyer.
Is this your mom? No, this is my neighbor, Gert. She wanted to make sure she got her fence back. She wants to file trespassing on my wiener.
Oh. The penile strangulation is a rarely described medical emergency, but occasionally occurs on a worldwide basis.
Well, I mean, yeah, anything in the world can happen.
Yeah, this is something we all do from time to time.
We've found the thing, Richard, that is less than shark attacks.
It has been reported across all age groups, but is done mostly for erotic reasons by adults.
What would be the only other reason to do it? Like, I don't imagine being like, oh, I need to hide my wedding ring because I'm going through customs.
And I can't fit it in there with my hand.
It's so constricting, you see. I got to put it down here. There we go.
And it's safe.
Sir, the metal detector went off. We're going to have to wand you. Okay. Boop, 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 boop. What's that on your wiener, sir? Sir? Gotta go.
Yeah, when we're talking, because I would, erotic reasons by adults. Because the whole premise is, hey, I wonder if I put my penis in this, if it's going to feel nice. Oh, I was wrong.
Let me take this.
Wrong.
Oh, worst decision of my life.
There are no proper guidelines for treatment other than laughter.
Best medicine.
There are no proper guidelines for treatment, and the academic journal advised that a doctor should decide on the best removal method depending on the case, the settings, and available equipment.
By available equipment, we mean the size of the penis.
I should be able to just work this one off by hand.
That's what I was hoping for, doctor. No. Don't put on the gloves. I still can't get over the fact that some dude sat and tried to, like, that would take a lot of work. There would be a lot of, like, moving, and at some point, even just the top. Like, that would take a lot of work.
Exactly. Like, and you gotta, like, at some point during the whole trying to work it on there, like, okay, even if you initially think about, hey, I'll put this wedding ring on here, on my penis, like, initially, even if you think it's not a bad idea, even if you initially think it's not the worst idea that you've ever come up with in the history of your entire life, when you're trying to work it on there, you would think that at some point you would be like, maybe I shouldn't do this. Maybe this is a bad idea.
The first time you have it touching and you spin it and not cut yourself a little bit, that's probably the first idea. This is not a great idea.
Or just, you're sitting there and you get it on and you're like, I wonder, will I be able to get this off?
That's the thing, too. Like you said, he was 28.
That was probably what he figured out when it was too late. He's like, I wonder if I'll be able to get this. Oh, it's on there. Okay, so we're doing this. We're doing this.
What time's the wife supposed to get home? Oh, shit. She's not home for another 3 hours.
Oh, Mom.
I made a bad decision. I always said that wife wasn't good for you, Pookie Bear. No, not that. It's even worse.
That's okay. Yeah, we didn't even just talk about that at all. Like, yes, it's embarrassing to, have your mother there, but, how did that initial conversation go? Like, Mom, I need you to drive me to the hospital.
It's like you call, it's like, oh, Pookie Bear, it's been a long time since you called. Usually just text you. How are things going? How's that whore that I hate?
Things are good. They could be better at the moment. Mom, I was wondering if you could pick me up really quick, and could you maybe take me to the hospital?
Oh my God, Pookie Bear, what's wrong? Did you fall? Did you get hurt? Are you not feeling good? Does your tum-tum hurt?
Oh, do you need some soup? I'll get soup. I'll bring 7-Up on the way over. No, Mom, it's not that. It's not that. I kind of have a bit of an emergency. I'm there's a thing stuck. I'm a bit stuck.
Did you get your dick stuck in a ring again?
Yeah. Oh, Mom, you know me so well. I'll see you in half an hour.
Click. I hope she brings tomato basil. The car ride would probably be an awkward part too.
Yeah.
Because, like if it's a 20-minute drive, the question is going to be, so what on earth made you think to do this?
I thought she'd like it.
Experimenting.
I thought she'd think it was sexy.
I just wanted to try something new out.
So that's it. They actually do not give the name of the 28-year-old man, nor do they give the date of the incident. So you don't know who or when this happened, but it happened.
He disappeared into the night after being released.
He was never heard from again.
What's your name? Sammy. Sammy Hagar. The name sounds familiar.
Nope, not familiar at all. I can't drive 55 because I have a ring on my penis. There's no part of me that would ever think that would be a good idea.
Well, so you kind of mentioned earlier one of the ideas of why you might have done this was due to like friends like daring him almost to do this. Do you remember like is there a dare from like your friends that you had that you not necessarily regret but was like a stupid thing you did?
Oh yeah, I can tell you exactly what it is. So, where you and I both grew up, it was right on the Mississippi River, and I don't know if I don't know how often you've been on the river, but the river's it's a fast moving river,
That's why they call it the mighty Mississippi.
It is. That thing's it moves, and there's an undertow. Like, have you ever been like in the water? I
haven't. I've heard of it, but I've never been in it.
Towards the middle of the river, there's a significant undertow to it. So you go down, and you're not wearing, say, a life preserver or something. Like it can get scary. I know people that have drowned in the river.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's no joke. So when I was a kid, in the winter, I would usually my friends and I would run around and, do whatever. And we were down by the river because we'd like to walk, romp around the woods and break branches and whatever. Like you see like a rotted kind of tree and you're like, oh, and you push it over,
Yeah.
So we're standing at the river and the river's iced over. And my friends and I decide to come up to dare each other to see how far out we can get on the ice.
Uh-huh.
Kind of like we basically the three of us played chicken with each other.
Yeah.
By walking out on this frozen river. Now, so we're walking out there, and it starts to crack a little. Like you start to hear it, but you're like, no, it's okay. Like it still feels pretty solid. It got to the point where we're all like laying down.
Oh, geez.
Trying to still heading out. Like we were probably at least a third, maybe a quarter of the way, probably a third, maybe a little over a third way, like out in the middle of the water. So let's say the worst thing happens, ice breaks, and we're down in the water. Guess what, Shawn? We're now underneath ice in the river in freezing cold water in wintertime. Like, if that ice had broken and we had gone in, we're done.
Yeah.
Like, it's over.
At least you would go together. That's one plus.
Like, we're all dead. That's what would happen. So, yeah, that's like, in hindsight, not the smartest move. That was what that's do you have stories that you like tell your mom now about shit you did when you were a kid?
Not really. I mean, I didn't really do a whole lot of bad stuff, I guess, or stuff that was like that.
Like, that was one of those stories that I told her, like, 15 years later as an adult, and she was like, son of a bitch. I knew those friends were no good for you.
Well, Mom, at least they made me put a ring on my dick. So what made you turn back around?
I don't remember. I think what did make me I think at some point I was just like, you know what? I was like, I think it was at some point I was down and I looked and I saw how far we were away from shore. And that's when I was like, and that's when like the whole, like everything clicked in my head. I'm like, if I fall through this ice, I'm dead. If I fall through this ice, like I can't get back up. Like I'll drown. I'll drown rather quickly.
Richard's brain grew 3 times his regular size that day.
It did. So then I start like I inch my way back. I don't remember who won in that whole contest, but it was me and 2 friends. But yeah, that was like right off the gate when you're like, "Hey, stupid thing you've done." That one pops in my head instantly, because
Gotcha.
in that case, I'm thinking, hey, if I fucked that up, it would have been death, not penis. It's not needles in the penis, but
Well, I mean, the other way. I mean, if you would have failed at the other thing, you would have lost your wee wee. But in this, you would have lost your life. So
yeah,
tomatoes.
exactly. Like, I'm not really seeing like a whole difference here.
All right. Well, as we're wrapping this up, Richard, do you have any Richard's closing thoughts?
I mean, I'd like to. I mean, do I really need to give out the advice? Hey, don't put a wedding ring on your dick.
Maybe.
I mean, I guess if I have to say that, I will. So don't do that. Don't always listen to your friend. Peer pressure is not always a good thing. Sometimes encouragement from your peers can help push you forward or give you confidence that you didn't think you had,
or push you on thin ice.
Oh, there you go. And sometimes peer pressure gets a ring on your swollen dick.
All right. Well, I will do a little bit of housekeeping.
You do that.
Visit our website. We're at languagebromance.com. Follow us on Twitter. We're at languagebro. Email us at eatthebeaver@languagebromance.com. Check out the LOB Army Intelligence Reports. We got Richard Rants, 12th Level Intellect, and Ian Wells Presents. Like us on Facebook. Subscribe and leave a review on Google Play Music, iTunes, and Stitcher.
And don't forget to check us out on the Pod Bros Network.
The best podcast site on the internet. They're like so tight. It's like a ring on your wee-wee.
I was going to say that they would never pressure you into putting a ring on your dick. He liked it, so he put a ring on it. Nice.
Good one. If you want to join our LB Army, go to our Patreon accounts, www.patreon.com/language of bromance. All right. Was there anything else before I close her out?
No. We're done here.
Well, that's all the bromance we have for this show. I'm Shawn.
And I'm Richard.
And I say we eat the beaver.
So, Shawn, I have a dare for you.
What is it?
That wedding ring that you find super constricting?
Yeah.
Have I got a game for you?
I got a spoiler for you, Richard. It's already there.